Volkswagen Virtus arrived in India in June this year as a much needed replacement for the Vento. When we drove the car in May, we did get to test both the 1-litre automatic and the 1.5-litre DSG automatic model extensively. However, what we did not get to drive then was the manual version of the compact sedan.
And that is the car we have with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, this right here is the Volkswagen Virtus 1-litre TSI petrol version, and this comes mated to a 6-speed manual gearbox. And considering this will be the version that will be sold in higher numbers, it is very important for Volkswagen. So let us tell you more about it. Before we get ahead in the video, do subscribe to Car and Bike. If you like the video, do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends.
Now, unlike its cousin, the Skoda Slavia, it is only the 1-litre version of the Virtus that comes with a manual gearbox. Whereas the top-spec performance line variant with the 1.5-litre TSI engine gets an automatic direct shift gearbox or DSG unit as standard.
Now the 6-speed manual gearbox over here is the same unit that is offered with the likes of the Volkswagen Tiguan and even Skoda Slavia and Kushaq. And like the other three models here too, the gearbox has been tuned to offer a smooth and responsive performance. The gear ratios are well spaced out and even the shifts are nice and precise. They are very smooth. So it's quite fun to drive. However, there is a bit of lag that you will notice. If you are quicker in changing your gears, it will be well masked over and you will not notice it anymore. Overall performance is quite nice. The clutch is also light and certainly it makes the drive quite enjoyable.
Like the gearbox, this 1-litre TSI motor is also the same turbocharged petrol engine that is offered in other VW Group cars like the Tiguan, Skoda Slavia and the Skoda Kushaq. The engine is tuned to churn out a maximum of 114 brake horsepower, whereas the torque output stands at 178 Newton meters. And apart from the 6-speed manual gearbox, you also get an optional automatic torque converter unit.
Now we have experienced this 1-litre petrol engine in several VW Group cars and the performance is quite similar here as well. Max power is achieved above the 5000 RPM mark, whereas the peak torque of 178 Newton meters is available from as low as 1750 RPM and stays with us till 4500 RPM. There is a bit of turbo lag though that you will notice. But as soon as you cross the 2000-2500 RPM mark, the engine opens up and the performance really comes out nicely. Overall, the engine is very refined and smooth and you will not notice any of those hard vibrations or noise which you typically associate with a 3-pot engine.
There is no change in the ride and handling department. The handling of the Virtus is sharp and sure-footed and imparts great confidence while driving. The suspension too is quite supple and it manages to take on all kinds of small bumps and undulations with ease. As for the steering, it is light and precise and maneuvering through city traffic is a breeze. In terms of design and styling, there is no change whatsoever. The model we drove was the top line variant and is identical to the 1-litre automatic version we drove in May. The highlights of course include full LED headlamps with LED daytime running lights, 16-inch dual-tone alloy wheels, signature LED tail lights and a good amount of chrome accents. As for the cabin, unlike the all-black interior of the top-spec performance line trim, here you get dual-tone interior and matching leather plus leatherette upholstery. But the features list remains unchanged. You get the same 10.1-inch touchscreen infotainment system featuring wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, along with My Volkswagen Connect. There's also a wireless phone charger auto climate control, and a class-leading boot space of 521 litres. This top-line variant is also loaded with safety features like ABS with brake assist, 6 airbags, ISOFIX child seat mounts, rear parking camera and sensors, and much more. The manual version of the Volkswagen Virtus is priced from 11,22,000 rupees for the Comfort Line trim, going up to 14,42,000 rupees for this top line variant, and these are all ex-showroom prices India. In comparison, the top-end petrol manual variant of the Skoda Slavia with the same configuration is about 3,000 rupees cheaper. On the other hand, the top-end petrol manual version of the Honda City is 50,000 rupees cheaper, whereas the Hyundai Verna petrol manual is 1,36,000 rupees less expensive. However, both get naturally aspirated petrol engines and are a few years old in the market. So, if you are in the market looking for a fun-to-drive petrol sedan, then the Volkswagen Virtus should definitely be on your shortlist. The turbo petrol engine and gearbox is beautifully configured to offer you an engaging drive, and the car is also loaded with a ton of smart creature comforts.